So in 2014, I had a snow skiing accident on a family holiday, and I was 16 at the time, and I went over a ski jump and landed awkwardly on my neck and unfortunately broke the C5 and C6 vertebrae, which left me a quadriplegic. Mine was a complete injury, so unfortunately that just means I don't get much recovery at all, and there's limited recovery options for my injury.
When did you know how severe your injury was?
Pretty much straight away. As soon as I landed, I knew that I couldn't feel my legs. I was like, no one touch me, don't move me, that sort of thing. But I didn't actually know the extent of it until later on, and when I found out I couldn't use the full function of my arms as well.
How have you found the treatment process after you had your injury? What was it like going in and seeing the doctors, and what kind of knowledge base did they have?
Yeah, so rehab was really good. While I was in hospital the first year or so, just gaining as much movement as I could back and learning to use and live with what movement I did already have. In terms of like further recovery, there are not that many options available currently, which is why the Wings for Life is so important to help raise funds for research into spinal injuries and hopefully further cures and medical breakthroughs.
What was rehab like for you? What kinds of things were you having to do?
So in ICU it was mainly just making sure I was still alive, basically breathing and that sort of thing, and then I moved into the spinal injury unit at the RA, and that was a little bit more like spinal focused before I moved to Hampstead Rehabilitation, where I was able to get up and learn how to use a wheelchair, how to balance again, how to feed myself, that sort of thing.
How hard was it adjusting to that?
It was extremely hard. It was frustrating because obviously I knew how to do everything already. It was, but my body just wasn't allowing me to do that. But it was made a lot easier with the support I had around me.
Did you have any procedures, medical procedures, or anything following the injury?
Yeah, so I had obviously the neck operation. I had a metal cage put in my neck to stabilise the front brake, and then a few days later I had rod and pins put in the back of my neck to just support that further. And then I also had a tracheostomy put in to help me breathe while I was in ICU and on the life support. But then after, when I was in rehab, I did an elective surgery where I was able to do a bilateral triple nerve transfer. And so what that did was they put working nerves into places where the muscles and nerves were not working, and then through rehab and exercises I was able to regrow those nerves and gain a little bit more function.
Wow, so that's basically a whole nerve transplant. Where did that happen?
I can't remember exactly which nerves they were, but they took some from my bicep and put it into my tricep, and then I think 2 from my forearms and put them into finger extensors and flexors, and yeah.
It's incredible.
It really is, yeah.
In terms of the Wings for Life run in Adelaide, what's so important about this event for you and for others who are taking part?
For me, it's really just seeing the community get behind the event and get behind those with spinal cord injuries to support them, and the need for further research and understanding the impacts that a spinal cord injury has on someone and as well as their family. And then there's the additional factor of raising funds, which 100% of the funds raised go towards research, so that's really cool too.
Is that something that's really important to you, to see more research in this area?
Yeah, definitely. There's not enough awareness around the subject to start with, but for the research that is going on, they are making breakthroughs. They just need more financial support, and that's what this will help achieve.
Cody, this is your 3rd year now doing the Wings for Life run. What's the atmosphere like in Adelaide?
Adelaide always really rallies as a community and gets behind it. The event is such a good night. It's great atmosphere because it's at night time. There's lights everywhere. The track's all lit up. There's music. There's sausage sizzle. There's the live stream from other countries around the world. It's just really good.